Hello again, I'm in Conisholme, a small village some 7 miles northeast of Louth. And this is Fen Farm, a wind farm situated on Conisholme Fen. It was commissioned in 2008 and there are currently 20 turbines in operation that produce enough energy for 13,000 homes. Let's go and have a closer look. Now, according to what I've read, the turbines stand at a height of 292 feet or 89 meters, with a rotor diameter of 157 feet or 48 meters. But they are relatively small compared to modern turbines, some of which stand at a height of well over 600 feet. Now, back in 2009, it made national headlines when it was said that one of these massive wind turbines was hit by a UFO.
In the early hours of Sunday, January the 4th, 2009, locals were woken by what they described as a loud bang, like a thunderclap. On investigation, it was found that one of the giant blades from one of the wind turbines had been torn off, and another was left twisted and useless. It was apparent that something had hit the turbine, and there were many eyewitness accounts of strange balls of light seen flashing over the wind farm the night before.
I just suddenly saw this light appear in front of us, and it just seemed to whiz sort of across the sky towards the wind turbines. I said, there was 2 or 3 of us in the car, and I just said to the other 2, what was that?
In the early hours of Sunday morning, Rebecca Hodgson from Louth was at her horse's stables when her horse stopped suddenly and gazed up at the sky as a bright orange light circled above the turbines, which are visible from the stables. Rebecca said it was really bright and glowing. It went dimmer and then moved across the sky horizontally. Other locals told how the lights looked like balls of flames, and one resident who tried to take photographs said it looked like a giant explosion in the air. On the night before the crash, a retired farmer from nearby Salt Fleetby said he'd been looking out of his bedroom window when he saw a massive ball of light with tentacles reaching down to the ground. It was huge, he said. At first I thought it must have been a hole where the moon was shining through, but then I saw tentacles. It looked just like an octopus. It was an incredible sight. I have never seen anything like it before. I have no idea what it was. All I can say is what I saw. Stephen Willows from Fen Lane was driving to a party with his wife at about 6 p.m. when they spotted a light in the sky. In local newspaper, the Louth Leader, he said, "My wife and myself were travelling to Louth on a road close to the field when we saw a light quite low in the sky. I saw a bright flash in front of the car. It was travelling at quite a pace and went towards the turbines." Reports of the UFO sightings and the damage to the turbines were reported by newspapers and websites all over the world. UFologist Nick Pope, who was formerly employed by the Ministry of Defence, said this could be one of the most significant UFO incidents for years. The story went national and received coverage from not only the local press and the tabloids, but BBC, ITV, Channel 4 and Sky News, who interviewed Councillor Robert Palmer, chairman of East Lindsey District Council, who also witnessed strange lights in the sky. On Sky News, he said, "I was driving from South Somercotes to North Somercotes towards Louth. I saw a light, a static light, over the wind turbines. It was white with a slight reddish surround, and as the car moved, the light seemed to move with us. Whether this was an illusion, I do not know, but as we turned the corner, the light turned the corner and disappeared." After the damage to the wind turbine, Councillor Robert Palmer called for an inquiry into the safety of the turbines at Conisholme, and he called for the wind farm to be closed, amidst fears it was unsafe for people to use the bridleway. He said, "Imagine walking your dog there and one of those blades coming down on your head. It would chop you completely in two." Not a nice thought, particularly when you consider where I'm stood at the moment. A team of experts from the company Ecotricity, which runs the turbines, retrieved the broken blade and sent it off for analysis. At this stage, there was no rational explanation for what had happened. There were theories that a build-up of ice had caused it to break, or that lightning had struck the blade. One theory for the UFO crashing into the wind turbine was that it was a secret test flight of a stealth bomber from nearby RAF Manby. Ministry of Defence insiders claimed that an unmanned black delta wing craft called Tyrannus was making test runs on the coastal bombing ranges at Donanook and North Coates, near the site of the damaged turbine. And it was suggested that the lights seen hovering above the turbines were fireworks from a display that was taking place that evening in someone's back garden. But a more plausible theory was that the spherical object seen hovering above the turbines was a rare example of ball lightning. Meanwhile, due to all the media attention, a security firm was sent to guard the site until the cause of the damage could be ascertained. And the incident brought to light other previously unreported sightings of UFOs in the area, including a photograph of a strange object that was captured by a motorist near Conisholme Wind Farm just a few weeks before the crash.
At approximately 4:30 p.m. on December the 9th, 2008, Brian Lee was driving on Billingsgate Road in South Somercotes when he stopped his car to take some pictures of a dramatic sunset. It wasn't until he returned home and looked over the images on his phone that he discovered the strange object in one of them. He said, "I looked at the pictures and just saw this donut-shaped thing in the sky. I didn't know what it was." The image facing a southwesterly direction also shows the headlights of a car approaching. The mystery object can be seen in the sky amidst the dark clouds. In the Louth Leader, Wednesday, January the 24th, 2009, Mr. Lee from nearby Saltfleet said, "I've sat on this photo for a while because I didn't know what to think about it. But after seeing all your stories in the Louth Leader about the wind farm UFO, I thought maybe I should show someone."
After weeks of investigation, the report ruled out collision as a possible cause of damage to the wind turbine, as there was no debris on the ground and no exchange of material was found on the damaged blade. Manufacturer for Ecotricity Wind Farms, Enercon, concluded the bolts securing the blade to the hub of the turbine failed due to material fatigue, which was unusual because the wind farm had only been operational for 9 months.
But that doesn't explain the multiple eyewitness accounts of strange balls of light seen hovering over the wind farm just hours before the turbine was damaged, or the numerous sightings of a variety of UFOs seen in the night skies around Louth in the months leading up to the incident. At the time of posting this video, the US government has released a long-awaited report acknowledging the existence of UFOs, or what the military term unidentified aerial phenomenon. In short, the report said there was no evidence that the objects were linked to another country, such as Russia or China, but in most cases, they are a real, anomalous physical phenomena that requires further study. The report is monumental when you consider that world governments have been officially openly dismissive of flying saucer sightings for many decades. Coincidentally, when I was taking photographs of Conisholme Wind Farm, I inadvertently photographed an object hovering over the turbines. I didn't see the object at the time, so it's most likely a bird or an insect magnified by the camera, or possibly something far stranger.